Hi everybody, welcome to yet another stream here on a Thursday afternoon for me. Thank you for coming to join me. It's very nice of you to be here with me. I want to say hi to Walton, Car Talk, the Big Davik, Kaya. Hi everybody, how you doing? Thank you for the points going towards the community challenge, Yonky Poodle. I hope everyone's been doing well. Thank you for the follows. I'm a Dulce and Krusty. And Studmuffin, hi, welcome. So today we're defending the world from zombies today. I thought it would be a good theme to follow through, you know, Halloween's in a couple of days, so it fits pretty well. I was gonna do like a whole Halloween theme for the overlays and stuff, but I've been busy, so I didn't do it. Thomas, hi there. Oh, the Big Dave C. I see it now. Whenever there's no capitalization, it makes it even. I have Thomas Igum, I would say, but you never know. Stun Muffin, Flexbox Zombie, yeah. That's what we're going to be doing. Abby's saying you got the silver package. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. And it is a little bit quiet. We have a bit more of chill music today because I'm a little stressed out with the launch coming. And last night I discovered a whole bunch of my videos didn't export properly that I'd already had uploaded for week 1. They're all there, the video's there, but there's issues with the export that I hadn't caught because it's only for like 10 to 30 seconds per video that it mucked up. So I'm trying to find what caused it and to fix all of them so I can re-upload them. And I'm assuming it's not only for week 1 content, but that's the only ones I've double checked since week 1 is starting very soon. So I'm going to be going through all of my content to fix all that up. It's not all the videos, but it's any video where I'm talking like FaceTime videos. There were some issues, so fun stuff. Let's go and take a look at what we're doing today. Here is what we're doing, some Flexbox Zombies. So you may have already heard of Flexbox Zombies. Some of you might have already done Flexbox Zombies. But again, yeah, I think it's a nice approach, something, you know, in theme with Halloween coming up. And it's also a good way to learn Flexbox, and I think it's a really cool site, and it's completely free to do. So that's another, for everybody who's wants to learn Flexbox, I think it's a fun way, so I want to introduce you to this. I did it a long time ago, but I think I only did like 3 of the chapters or something like that. But I just want to say it is made by Dave here. He's the one who created it. He not only created this, but there's also a grid one called Grid Critters, which, if I remember right, is also pretty awesome. Hi there, Transmuter. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Thank you for the follow, DMJ. Sir Peanut, welcome back. Nice to see you as well. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be jumping in here and learning some Flexbox. I'm not gonna, well, I don't know, we'll see how it's going and the type of approach you want to take. We're definitely not doing the whole thing. I'm already logged in, so you just need to make an account here, like sign up for free, you get in. And there's lots and lots and lots of levels. It just keeps going and going and going. So it's pretty cool. 12 chapters of defeating zombies using Flexbox. And I like Dave's approach with this and with Grid Critters. The whole idea is that we learn, you know, learning through gamification and learning through play rather than just sort of dry tutorials or building things. So yeah, we're gonna jump in right away. Krusty, hi there. So chapter 1, the crossbow, and this is, I guess, all about flex direction. And one thing that's cool about this, oh, I forgot about this. We have like a whole animated story. You're awake. About time, kid. Didn't you hear the siren? Something just tripped our warning wires to the east. Now, one thing, if you follow me, and I was just thinking, like, I think it locks chapters at one point. And I'm assuming it's because you have to finish the other stuff first. So I don't know if you can, well, I guess you can skip ahead. I don't think we're gonna hit, I don't know, we'll see if we hit chapters. We'll see if, I don't know how long this is gonna take at all, honestly. Thank you for the stretch, high tech. If anybody does want to contribute points, Overdose of Sadness. Yes, this is a CSS game. It's all about learning Flexbox. Just like Walton did, if you do want to contribute points towards the community challenge, we'll be building out a website using tables and Photoshop slicing and cutting edge things from the end of the 90s. We're almost, we'll be 80% of the way there by the end of this. Because of the state of CSS Demystified, I'll just let you guys know before we go further in this. I won't be doing that challenge probably right away when we hit it, just because I have a lot of work to do still with CSS Demystified. So we'll see. Anyway, maybe we'll jump into it, but we'll see. I'm just worried. Well, I can design everything on the streams too. Maybe we'll be able to go right away. Even this is a welcome distraction from the issues I ran into. All right. So I heard the noise and came running, nearly tripped on this crossbow, so I grabbed it. You hang on to it. Do I have to do like the voices and stuff? You hang on to it. I've got an injury from my last fight, so it's a really good thing you showed up here when you did. Right. Only problem is I have no idea how to use this thing. Ha! Good one, kid. Now come on, let's get our defenses in place. No, I've never used any weapon like this. No kidding, huh? Well, I'm surprised you managed to survive this long. It's brutal out there. Alright, well, guess I'll teach you. Alright, well, guess I'll teach you. We may have visitors soon, though, so let's get to it. I don't know if there's actually sound in the game. One second. Is there sound in the game itself? I'm not sure. Alright, so listen up. The crossbow is the best weapon we've got. I'm not doing the voice, sorry. See that LCD screen on it? That's where you enter settings. Go ahead and power the crossbow on by typing display flex. That's a... just, you gotta spell things right in this. That's a interesting crossbow that you gotta spell things properly. Okay, there's no sound in this. That's it. See how the crossbow is aiming to the east? That's because the flex direction setting. Leaving it off is the same as setting it to flex direction row. Is he telling me I should set it to flex direction row? No, I guess I don't need to. But we can aim the crossbow in any direction we want using flex direction. Practice aiming the crossbow to the west by using row reverse. Let's see, this is even going to get into stuff I don't use very often. Flex direction, row, reverse. And then we aim the other way. Notice that the crossbow projects in a boundary around the field when it's powered on and aimed in the correct direction. The zombies broke through the southern fence once and ate all but one of my goats. Now old Bessie, poor thing, is terrified we won't stop giving me judgy looks. Aim to the south with flex direction column, so our stuff would go downwards. Soon the zombies will come. Flex direction column. I don't know if I've ever used column reverse. Ever. I am dual. You want them? So the guy who created this did make one for grid. It's called Grid Critters. I'll show it to you guys after. Your salt. So you can have a little break from doing, from reading their documentation and come hang out here for a little bit. I like this crossbow. Feels like a quality weapon. Its settings are a little bit strange though. Oh yeah, I know it. That would be Dave's doing. He was an engineer friend of mine who built the crossbow back when the zombies first started showing up. Brilliant mind, such a shame. Oh, what happened to him? I don't really want to talk about it. To make a long story short, Engineer Dave let his ego outgrow his genius. Started thinking he was untouchable. Got careless. One day he was tinkering with the crossbow and a zombie crept up close. He noticed it in time, should have been able to take the shot, but in the panic of the moment he forgot how to use the blasted thing. He scrambled to look up the correct settings on a cheat sheet, but the zombie closed the gap straight up and chewed his head. Making fun of the cheat sheets for flexbox, nice. So for aiming east, default use flex direction row. If the zombies are coming from the west, you want to spin around using row reverse. East-west is left to right. Just like tic-tac-toe, that's right. If you see them coming from the south, flex direction column. If you hear them approaching from the north, flex direction row reverse. And we're gonna get some practice. Continue. There it is, Grid Critters is one of the other ones he has. Oh, he also has Service Workies? Service Workies, I didn't know he made another one. So there's Grid Critters, which is a grid-based one, and then there's Service Workies too. Cool. Which would be for service workers. Oh, we've already done 2 chapters. Oh no, I just did that one. Justify... Okay, whatever. I've already done this one, but this is a long time ago. Alright. More aiming, let's do it. Oh yeah, display flex, so we aim. Oh, he's right in front of me. Oh, we got him. Okay, I guess it's auto shoot. Good. You need to learn 2 important things about the crossbow, its targeting system and its justify laser. Each zombie is coming at you, the crossbow will protect a target to match. It's a pretty smart weapon. What we have to do is get the targets to line up with the zombies and the crossbow will fire automatically. The red laser on our crossbow is called the justify laser. Engineer Dave named it that because we're justified in busting up some zombies. The Justify laser helps us line up the position of our targets to match the zombies. The zombies will try to trick you with different attack positions, so learning how they line up along the Justify laser is key. Flex start. No, I think we can skip some of the instructions. Flex end. I think I can figure those out. That white outline is the target being projected by the crossbow. Let's move it to match the position of the zombie. Ah, I get it. Okay. So if we do a justify, oh, there's no auto, justify content, flex end, and then it moves the box all the way to the end like it would. Cool. So, oh, they already did the row reverse. It would have been nice here, I think, if we had to do the row reverse, but that's okay. Justify content, flex end. The fun thing with the row reverse with flexbox is it like reverses everything, right? Does anybody ever use row reverse or the other one, the column reverse, for anything? Even when you're aiming south, like this one, so this I like, because when you're switching the flex direction, like you're still, like we're changing the main axis, right? So that's justify content flex, and which is always something that's confusing when you first start, is the whole idea of the main axis rotating when you change the flex direction. That would be justify content center. That's one of my pet peeves with flexbox, is the flex end, flex start, and then center. Yeah, it's a little bit like flexbox Froggy in terms of the idea, just more zombie themed. Justify content space between. I bet you it doesn't have the space evenly in here. The difference between the attack and the previous, so this is space around. Justify content space, and the reason it's like space between puts all of the space in the middle and leaves the two end ones like as far away as possible, whereas space around puts some space on the outside, and then so like see how this space here is actually double the space that we have here, because space around puts like an equal amount around each flex item. So here you have 1 unit, and then you have 1 unit on each end of that one. And that's why they made space evenly, because space around was kind of useless most of the time. Whereas space evenly will evenly distribute all the space. It doesn't get like double the spacing in between. But I bet you it's not in this game because it's more, it's newer. We're gonna skip some of this text, I think, or it's gonna be long. Man, it must have taken him a long time to make this. He's I think he used Teachable to make this, which is like an online course platform. But unlike the platform I use, you can actually do, like, this is all made with HTML and CSS and stuff, and more, obviously. I did display flex. Okay, we have to do all of it, and then he just does it. Flex direction will be row reverse. Ah, okay, cool. You have to do both. And then justify content flex end. Boom, we got them. Display flex. We want it down now, so that's flex direction column. And then justify content center. I like the way he, like, by doing it this way where he's only focused on justify content, it's kind of nice too. Like, we're worried about flex direction, justify content, and then I think the next chapter is align items. So in that sense, it's kind of good, and you can see like the hints are progressively less too. So display flex, like the first one when he left us on our own, he sort of told us the 3 properties we need. Then he was doing it more with like, there was less information, and then this time he's not giving you anything. So I like that approach too. Flex direction, row reverse, column reverse. Column reverse, and then he's dead. We don't have to do anything. Cool. Hi, Nerdophile. Walton, you like space? Yeah, space evenly is awesome. It's so much space around. I get the idea, but I think once they realized the implementation of it, it wasn't as great. Display, kind of annoying we have to write display flex every time, but it's all about building up the muscle memory, right? Flex direction column reverse, and then justify content space between. Even here it was, he sort of had a hint in his text saying, is the space around them or between them? Twitch broke the picture-in-picture functionality of Firefox. How'd they manage to do that? Display flex. Flex direction. He's doing a lot of column reverses here. Column, reverse, reverse. And then justify content, flex, center. I wonder how they're going to deal with, like, seat flex center. That's going to be one of the ones that drives me nuts. Display flex, flex direction, row reverse. Can't spell reverse here, guys. And justify content space around. The picture-in-picture is not clickable. That is annoying. Display flex. I wonder if I put these in the wrong order if it would still work. Display, probably, eh? Display flex. Like here, if I did justify content flex end, and then I'm assuming it's parsing it properly. Display flex and flex direction column. It still works, okay. Display flex, justify content center. I don't think they have space evenly. I don't think it's an option in the game. We could try it. But, or if it is, it might be later on, just because I think the game was made before space evenly was invented. Maybe they're testing us, learning how to react to them. Now, wouldn't that be something? Display flex direction. This was recommended by reverse somebody. I don't remember who it was. Someone after my last video where we were looking at the CSS battle, someone recommended this, so I do appreciate that. Justify content center. This must have taken him forever to make. Just to come up with all the levels and everything. Oh, you know what? I hope I can do it. Okay, this is one thing I do like that, and I've built this into, if you've done my conquering responsive layouts, you know this about me, or even if you've done my my Scrimba course, you know that I always encourage people to take breaks. In the Scrimba one, I'm always just saying, like, take a break now, now's a good time for a break. And in conquering responsive layouts, I made it a drip course with a little bit of content every day. And I think it was this that first inspired me and got me thinking in that way, on how important it is to take breaks to absorb information. And it can be frustrating because sometimes you feel like you're on a roll and you just want to keep going. But when you're learning new things, it's super, super important that you don't binge through them. And even something like this is nice. Like a game like this is awesome because we're actively doing it. We're not just sitting watching. Like if you're watching one of my courses, you could just hit play and chill. Whereas with something like this, at least you have to do it. You can't make progress without doing it. So as much as I can through my own things, I do encourage you, like, here, try doing this before I show you how. Or like, you know, in conquering responsive layouts, what I did a lot of the time is I would give you a challenge and then I don't give you the solution till the next day it's locked, to sort of encourage you as much as possible to actually do it. It's also why CSS Demystified is a drip course, even though it's 1 week at a time. But it's the same idea of like taking breaks and practicing what you're learning. So I was a little worried we'd actually be locked out here. Because at one point, maybe I think I stopped doing it once just because I couldn't keep going, but it looks like we can. So we will keep going. But if ever you are learning stuff, do make sure to take breaks along the way. It's really, really important to actually take breaks. It'll help your learning a lot. I'm just skipping the text at this point. It is cool that he came up with like a full story for the whole thing though. And considering how many chapters there are. Alright. Oh, he already has display flex, nice. align items, flex start, we'll move it up. Now the one thing here I'm curious about is like the default for align items is stretch. So I don't know how they're gonna handle that. But when aiming vertically like this, align items start means to the left, right? Align items flex start. That's interesting actually with the column and column reverse, that align items start is always on the left. It's flipping things this way, but it's not flipping things that way. Align items flex end. Is he just going to give a wall of zombies at one point, and that's what stretch is doing? Oh, there you go. The zombies are just stretched. Align items stretch. For the giant zombies. I've been trying to decide what to make the default. Later I'll make the stretch the new default. Yeah, so stretch is the default usually. So you shouldn't have to do it. Oh, and see here now it's automatically stretching. So they're forcing us to do an align... Oh. Center. I'm guessing at one point you'll get ones that are positioned differently or something. Like, I don't know if we'll end up with... I never got far in this game, so I don't know how he handles, like, the more complex parts of it. Oh, here, so now we're doing both. So the idea is, like, I like this too. We learn something new, and then we learn that one new thing in isolation, and then we're adding the next part to it, which is always a good way to learn something. So now we have to take our justify content and align items in it. So justify content is flex end, and then align items flex end. Align items flex start, justify content space between. The art in this game is so nice too. Oh, and now we have to do it all. Display flex. Oh, they're not... I guess we'll get the grid once I do a flex direction. Flex direction column. Flex. Flex. Align items center. Justify content center. Sir Peanut saying the free course on Coursera called Learning How to Learn also recommends that. Our brains have two modes. One, the focus mode when you give something 100% attention, and the diffuse mode when we take a break and chill. All the new learning takes place when we're in diffuse mode. Yeah. Yeah. It's you need that. Your brain needs time to actually digest the information that you're learning. Try in this order. Oh, so he's still giving us tips, but they're... So display flex, flex direction, call row reverse, align items. I didn't do it the way he likes. Align items, flex end, justify content, flex end. It is good too that they give you those white boxes so you can see where things are going as you're doing it. So display flex, justify flex direction, and he really forces the flex direction as the second thing that you do. Like, he wants you to do display flex and then set a flex direction, because until you do that, you don't get like the box here where you can see where you're lining stuff up on, which makes sense. I think you wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise, but it is also probably how you want to be doing it in real life, so that helps. Column, And then justify content space between, I guess? Space evenly, around. And then align items, flex, start. Yeah, the colors and the art in this game are so nice. Display, flex, flex, direction, column. The only issue I have, I think, is the, like, there's so much emphasis put on flex direction, and the column reverse and row reverse should probably not be used to begin with. So, like, there are use cases for them, but it's better to be changing the actual writing modes most of the time if you need to do something there. Align items, flex start, justify content, flex end. Whoops, I hit hint. I didn't want to hint. Display flex. Justify content center. Align items center. Center. Flex start. Boom. Display flex. Align items, flex end, justify content space between, around. Oh, we got a stretch. They haven't set the new default for the alignment lasers yet. Display, flex, align items, stretch. I'm also curious how they're, well, I think I mentioned it, how he does the space, like flex wrap and stuff for something like this. And justify content space between. I'm hoping we don't get locked at one point. Georgia and David are enjoying the way I am winning. Windward Hive, do I work with Node? No, I'm very much front of the front developer. Front of the front end. Display flex. Oh, we set the new. We have the default now. Last one and we'll call it a day. Display flex. Flex direction, row reverse, align items center, justify content flex end. Now John too. Alright, come on, come on. Can I continue? Again, it's recommended we take a break, but nothing new here for me. I'm glad that it's not locked. I have a feeling I got locked once, and maybe he took the lock off. I don't know. Cool, we're doing align self. That's gonna be a good one. I'm curious how we're gonna have the different select, like, will there be different selectors, like a flex? Let's find out, come on. Align self and align items. Jeff, welcome. No worries about forgetting to join today. We're just having a bit of a relaxed one with a game here. Sir Peanut, yeah, throw the link in there. I'll show it on the stream. All right. Maybe I was wrong. This looks like the same as the other day. I guess one of them is going to move out of the way or something and won't get shot. Display flex, align items center, justify content flex end. Oh no, we got them all. I guess it's just to refresh yourself on. There we go. Okay, yeah, cool. So we get different selectors. So then this one would be align self flex start. Thanks, Sir Peanut. I'll put it up in a second. Align self stretch. The align self things in flexbox I think are underused. They're super useful. Flex direction, row reverse. One of the things actually for me, flex direction, because the default is row, right? So you don't have to put it. Whenever I need column, I always do flex direction row and then realize it's not working and have to switch it over to column after. I'm wondering if eventually it's going to make us write our own selectors, or if we don't have to do that. Because oh, that's interesting. Because of row reverse, I mean, it makes sense because row reverse literally switches the order of the children. So if like you had 3 divs, the first div that you have in your markup becomes the one all the way on the right side over here. So nth of type becomes like this, which is a little bit counterintuitive. Align self center. But I wonder if they're going to make us make the selectors or not, or like with the numbers ourselves. Oh, class of male. Okay, so we're getting more interesting selectors. Flex, align self, flex end. It's kind of good that they show you can do it for like multiple things at once too, like for a whole class. Align self, flex end. You don't have to collect. Naveen saying there's no selection creators later on. I understand why, because I think like it would probably be really hard to make sure everybody's spelling things properly, and like that would lead to more frustration than anything else. And it is really just focused on learning the display, like all the different properties. Align items. See, I'm already making mistakes here. Justify content, flex end, and then the second one is align self stretch. All right, let's go check this out. MDN Web DNA 2020. Thank you for participating in the MDN Web Developer Needs Assessment. This survey attempts to better understand the needs of developers across the web. The aggregated results of this assessment will be published in our MDN Web DNA report. See last year's report. You will also have the option to share your email address if you are willing to let Mozilla contact you in the future. You have to be at 19. How did they come up with 19? I guess it depends what state they're in. If you provide your email address, you also agree for them contacting you. It would take about 25 minutes. So I'm not going to do it on the stream, but I'll leave it open and I'll see if I can squeeze it in a little bit later. But doing things like this is always an awesome idea to actually do them. As much, even like the CSS survey I showed last time, like if you can be sharing your needs and your situation, like the more that information is out there in terms of web development and it's showing the technologies that are being used. And I don't know exactly, like if we go look at last year's results just really fast. Let's just see what type of, like it goes through like needs assessments and stuff like that, right? So like browser compatibility, testing, debugging, like it's all these types of things, pace of change, performance, frameworks, privacy, like it covers lots of really important things, and it's always good that people are aware. Overall satisfaction is satisfied. What's missing? access to hardware, browser compatibility, access to file systems, performance, PWA support, debugging. It also shows, like, whenever these surveys happen year after year, it shows the evolution of where needs are going. Like PWA support might, people being concerned about that, it might be growing as PWAs become bigger, you know, different things like that. And they sort of break down everything. Biggest pain points in HTML. No pain points, lack of browser support, inability to customize components, to use customized components, not enough components built in, not enough components, come on, I can think of a couple, but CSS, challenges creating the layout specified, that doesn't surprise me. Lack of browser engine adaptation support for a given language feature. That's just like browser support pretty much, right? Yeah. That can't, 43% seems like a lot of people complaining. Are they just complaining about Internet Explorer? Inadequate progressive enhancement strategy? Really? Anyway, it's good. Like here, people saying they don't have enough dev tools and stuff like that. And it's not just CSS, you get into WebAssembly and other stuff. So like, the browsers people are using, you can see it's developer focused because based on like the order they're coming in there. Anyway, just a little, my PWA to, it's always a good idea to check those out. Actually, because it's MDM, I'm wondering who's running it. Because MDM, like the Mozilla team, didn't Mozilla kill their MDM team? So I'm curious who's running this year's. Because MDM's now made up, MDM's not just Mozilla anymore. It's made up of, I think, everybody. Well, I'm not saying it's not just them. They might still be the lead, even though they don't have a team on it. But everybody, like all the major people are contributing towards it, I think. They need to watch my Firefox DevTools video. There's a really cool thing. Actually, let's go check that out before we keep going. I saw a tweet on this, and I think I wish someone else shared it in my in the Discord the other day. Whatever, ABC background, body background, linear gradient. This is so cool. I'm in Chrome, right? Yeah, 45 degrees, red, blue. So in the DevTools of Chrome now, whenever you have degrees, I haven't tried this, so it better show up. Oh, I'm not in, come on. Do I need, is it not in, I'm just in the regular Chrome. Actually, I'm curious if this is in Firefox. I was gonna show, okay. It's probably in like Canary or something. Is it in Firefox already? I don't know, but it's in Chrome now. I saw it. When I saw it, I wanted to check if it was. So we already have it here. Okay, so this is in Chrome now too. See how it says 45 degrees? Oh no, it's not going to do it. Oh come on! It gives me that little icon, and I can't actually just change it there. It's not on Firefox. It's Canary only. Am I downloading Canary live? Chrome. I'm in Canary. Since I use Firefox, I never bothered downloading Canary. Okay. Let's let that finish. Oh. I'll put that on my other screen so you guys don't have to see it while I set that up. We'll check it out in a second. Display flex. We'll keep going here for now. So here I want to do a display flex. Oh, this is... Oh yeah, okay. So one thing with games like this that are kind of fun is they do force you to be a little creative. Because at first, even when I looked at that, I'm like, what? But then it's... You have to look, so I'm selecting the middle one. So that means I have to do an align... Whoops, align items flex end to move it down. Then I want to do a justify content space between to spread them out. And then do my align self flex start. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's get my code pen. So if I the fun of CodePen, it's all there we go. Okay, so let's make this bigger so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. In the dev tools of Canary, so that means it's going to be coming. Canary is like the early release of Chrome. Canary is sort of like, is it like the developer edition or is it more like nightly? I think it's more like nightly, but I could be wrong. So if you have something that has a degree on it, it shows you this little guy that you can click on, and then you can, whoa, it didn't work. Where'd it go? Click on it, and you should be able, there we go. You can actually change it here. Of course, it's not actually updating. 1 second. Full page view, is that going to work? It's still in iframe, so I'm not sure. I'm wondering if it's because it's in an iframe that it's not working. Body. There, oh, it moved. It's getting, oh, I know why. Kevin. Let's just give this a height. Height 100 VH. There we go, it's actually 45 degrees now. That's also, I was like, it doesn't look like it's 45 degrees, but... So it might even work in here now then. Body, click there, and there we go. I keep scrolling down though. That's just because I'm so far zoomed in. It's not because this is bugged out. There we go. Isn't that cool? I find that so much fun. So you can get like exactly the angle you want without even stressing about it, and then you just copy it or write it down or whatever it is. And you can also do it with, so here if I have like a paragraph, hello world, P, font size 25 pixels, and then I do a transform, rotate 45 degrees. We lost it. Transform origin center. Oh, I know why. Display inline block. That should, there it is. Okay, so there's my hello world. Actually, let's just do this. Display grid, place items center. There we go. So we have that in the middle. Thank you very much, Danny. Appreciated. So on my paragraph there, I can click on that and then I can spin it around. There we go. So anything that has a degrees on it, you can mess around with in the DevTools, which is so cool. Can you do it with turns? 1 turn. Let's do a 0.5 so we can actually see that it did something. And I have to refresh this. Hello, there at 0.5 turn. Turns work. Cool. So you can anything that rotates something, whether it's gradients or other stuff. So such a cool little, such a cool feature, I find. Whenever you can do stuff like this in DevTools, it just makes our life so much easier, right? Andy, you could only hear the music and you couldn't hear... I'm glad you fixed it. I'm curious what the problem was. All right. Let's see. Let's keep going. Display, flex, flex, direction, direction, column reverse. Align, we're doing female. Female's middle, so I have to do align items, flex end, and then align self, flex. So good thing these zombies don't move. I have to plug your earphones in all the way. Okay. It'd be kind of fun if they were moving, but I guess it would be like impossible to actually hit them then. Display flex. Oh, I have to make a selector here. Justify content space around target. Can I do male? Because he is a male. Is it going to work? I'm going to cheat. I want to see if this works, even though it's not what they told me to do. And align self flex start. Ah, it does work. Haha. Cool. It'd be like if they could set it up so like they're not moving for the first like couple minutes, and then after that, all of a sudden they, I don't know. I don't even know how it would be possible to do it. Flex direction. Flex direction. The reverse ones. I don't row reverse. I always write reverses. You notice? Align self. Align self. Align. No, not align. Justify. Justify. Actually, this is probably a good game that I'm doing right now because lately I've been mixing up justify content and align items every single time I use it, and I don't know why. Flex end. Align self. I don't know why I mix them up, but I've been mixing them up like crazy. Display flex direction column reverse align items center, and that would be align self flex end, and then I forgot to do a justify content. Justify content space between. And the problem with them not, like, I think I'm assuming with programming a game like this, like the way it's set up and maybe even based on the system that's in place, that the moving would just, like, you probably wouldn't be able to tell when they actually line up, and you only have so many, like, you can't move your target really, you have only limited spots you could actually put your thing, so I don't think it would be possible. Flex direction would have to be reverse row reverse, and it will be a align items flex end, justify content flex end, and align self flex start. Club Spinach, I agree with Serpinet. I think that mobile first is so much easier to implement. And we're switching, so display flex, align items center, justify content center, and then females are both align self flex start. We're finished chapter 4. Oh, I didn't know that. They gives chapter resources too, so Flexbox Inspector DevTools Challenge. That's, didn't I just do chapter 4? Chapter resources. What if I click on that? Oh, that's so cool. Wow, he has done a lot of work on this game. Using Firefox developer tools, select the infected elements. Figure out what's happening using the new Firefox, the flexbox inspector. So you have to do this challenge in Firefox. That's so cool though. That's such a neat idea to get people to learn how to use their dev tools. Use the flexbox properties to move the zombie infections into the blue quarantine boxes using your dev tools. I love that. I don't think I can open it because I'm not logged in here. Is it gonna let me open it? Oh, it does. I mean, you don't technically need... You could do this in Chrome, right? You don't have to be in Firefox. The classes keep changing. That's so cute. I love that. So you don't have to be in Firefox to do this. It's just with Firefox. Like if I go on the main div and I can turn on my it's just encouraging you to learn about this. It's a row and a no wrap, which see, like we haven't covered no wrap in the course yet, so I'm curious how that's going to come into play. So the first one here, I want to go. I don't want my layout. I want to do, wait 1 second. I guess the easiest thing would be on this one. Flex direction is, so flex direction of center. Center. Flex direction doesn't have to be changed. Let's just do, we'll keep row. Justify content, I was looking for space around? Center, I guess. Yeah, center, okay. And then I just need those two. So that's this one. Align self, you put a blurg. Blurg. Flex. And... oh no, not even. He also, they need these, oh. He's trying to trick me. That's a little bit of, this should be a flex direction of row reverse. Look at that. And then this guy, and then in the, like, see, this is why the problem with row reverse and column reverse is it literally switches the order, like, it doesn't change the order in the DOM. It only changes the visual order. So this one should be row, flex end, and this one would be center. I win. Oh, cool. He even... I did it. That is cool. That he's built... He has the full game, and then there's, like, dev tool challenges. That's super neat. I never knew about that before. Really cool. Thank you guys for mentioning my conquering responsive layouts. Club Spinach, yeah, CSS can be very frustrating, definitely. But once you start understanding it, yeah, you shouldn't, in general, you shouldn't be using, as Ragnar said, like, the reason from an Ally perspective, or for accessibility perspective, that it's a bad thing to do those switches is, well, it's just like the content, you don't want to visually change the order of things. Like, I actually do one in my upcoming course, but I'm just moving an image. So I have all the content, I'm just taking the image and switching its position. I think I do it in a grid. And for me, if it's like, the image is a decorative element, it's a person's face, it doesn't really matter where it goes in terms of hierarchy or in terms of like what the content is, as long as it's grouped within that box. So like, if you're moving around a decorative element, I really don't think it matters. But as soon as you start changing the order of actual content, you have to make sure that you know that if a screen reader is reading it, or if somebody, whatever else, that like it's reading it in the order of your HTML, it's not reading it in the order that you visually have it on your screen. Which is why in general, you shouldn't use row reverse or column reverse. Thank you for the follow, Hi Pizza Wizard. Flex grow, flex. Can I skip any? I wouldn't mind doing the flex wrap one or align content, but I can't skip. It won't let me skip. Okay, let's check out flex grow. I think with games like this, you're not coming away like, oh, I can build a layout with flexbox immediately. We got the bad guy now. But you're not going to be like all of a sudden super confident in making a layout necessarily, but you're going to be confident in knowing all of the different properties, which there's so many of, and there's so many of the values. And just having that knowledge when you start making layouts is so useful. Because if you don't know, it is actually one of the things I like about Flexbox though, and I sort of did that in my Conquering Responsive Layouts course, is I don't try and teach all of Flexbox. I have like the 1 week on it where we really scratch the basics of it, but I like Flexbox that you can start using it and make a responsive website just pretty much knowing, doing like changing your flex direction and getting columns and then just leaving it at that. And then as you get into more complicated layouts, you have all of these tools you can keep adding to Flexbox, which I think is super useful. It's a little bit harder in Grid. That's kind of creepy. It's a little bit harder with Grid, because with Grid you need to know a little bit more, I think, to get it working out of the box. What is that thing? I wasn't reading. A goo zombie. Thank you for the hydrate, Ravi. Oh my god, the goo zombies can grow. Alright, don't panic. I've prepared the crossbow for a situation like this. Try setting the goo targets to flex grow 1. Like even flex grow and flex shrink are like, they're more, oh wait, we have to do different ratios. Flex grow. I'm not gonna do what he's saying. I'm gonna try. I'm just curious how like hard coded the game is. And I have to put what he wanted. Shouldn't the 0.5, oh wait. I should have tried different ones, but anyway, it's okay. So he wants a 1 and a 3. What if I did a 2 and a 6? No, he needs the 1 and 3. Okay, just curious. Oh, I did it the wrong way around though, because it's the reverse. So if I did a 6 and a 2? Come on, it's even lining up properly. Ah, okay. 3 and a 1. That's okay, I understand why it's like that. I just wanted to see if I could cheat a little bit. So like flex grow and flex shrink. Well, flex shrink's on by default, but understanding flex grow can make flex grow of 1, so they're all growing equally. And then here you want to say a flex grow of 0, so it doesn't actually grow. So like knowing these things is super useful, and all of a sudden makes creating layouts sometimes like sometimes what would be a finicky layout or something that you aren't sure about a little bit easier. It is a little weird though when you start using, like if you have a flex grow and a flex shrink on everything, it can be super useful, but just know that like you're not always going to get the, like you set a flex grow, a flex shrink, and then you set a width or a flex basis, and it's never hitting that width or flex basis because it's always growing or shrinking. Align self flex end. Align self flex start. And then these ones need to have a flex grow 1. I'm curious why they called it flex grow and not just grow. like this, the names, it's sort of like with grid when they had grid gap, but now they're deciding that it, you know, they're moving gap on to just be gap because they realize it's useful in more spaces. But I'm wondering, like with flex grow, and then when they did grid, I'm trying to think, or even like with you know, flex start, flex end. You have flex direction, or flex direction, whatever. Like align items, flex end, or justify content, flex end. And then when they did grid, they didn't put grid end or grid start. They just did start, right? So like I'm curious why they decided when they made flexbox why it was so important to name things specifically, but not like align items isn't. Like why isn't it flex align items, or it seems, and even like it's flex end but then it's center. So like I don't know why. I guess the idea with center is it's always the center, whereas it's not like end. Technically it's not always the end because you can do a row reverse, so it's like the flex end. So I think maybe they were trying to be more specific. I'm not even sure. Flex direction. I guess like you don't want to say direction because direction, like flex direction makes sense to me. On why they called it flex direction. Justify. Oh wait, I screwed up. I could do that. This one is a flex grow of 1 with an align self flex end. And then this one is an align self stretch. There we go. It's getting more complicated now. I didn't take part in Hacktoberfest. No. That's Sir Peanut's asking. I could have got my style stage submission in, but I still haven't done that. So that would have been, I guess, my submission for it. But I've been busy. Plus, I do think it was a bit of a mess, especially early on. So display flex direction row reverse. How come he's not aiming? Flex. Oh, I forgot my semicolon. Flex direction row reverse. There we go. Align items center. The goo. So I'm selecting all my goos. I don't want to select all my goos. Alright, do flex grow of 1, I guess, because they're both growing. It's just this one's growing. And then this one would be a flex grow of 2. And align self flex end. Cool. I think I'm going to finish this level, guys, and then I'm going to be out of here, because if anybody has any suggestions on anything, I don't mind taking a look. Display flex, but I do need to I have to figure out the problem that was happening with those videos that were not exporting. So display flex, then we want to do flex direction, column reverse, align items flex end, start, and flex grow 1. I'm actually surprised I'm not mixing up my justify content and align items, considering we're doing so many rows and columns right now. Display flex. Whoa, that's a big one. The goo. Align flex, then we want to do a align items flex start. And then my goo is align self stretch and a flex grow of 1. Yes. C Films. I'm doing good. I'm glad you were doing good as well. Crossbow. What are we doing now? Display flex. Flex direction. Column reverse. Column reverse. Row reverse. Align items, flex. Align items, flex start, and center are probably the ones I use the most often. I can select all my goos, I can select my first goo, and I can select my last goo. So it's sort of like this because it's getting into a little bit of trouble solving. Like in reality, you might just select each one individually. So if I select all my goos, like they're all, this one and this one are both growing, but I have nothing, with the way they've set it up here, there's nothing that's selecting this one here, and I need him to be growing, so I would do a flex grow of 1, so all of them are going to grow equally. Then I want to go on the first one and do a flex grow of 0, so he doesn't grow. And then I want to go on this last one, flex grow of 2 to make him grow faster. 3 maybe? There we go. I like ones like that. C Films, what type of CSS problems are you having? Display flex. Flex direction. Column reverse. And then he's saying, in the hint he says to do them all. Okay, I mean that's sort of what I did in the last one, right? So flex grow 1 for all of them. And then we can select the middle one. This is the middle one. No, my third one shouldn't be growing. Flex grow of 0. And all of them should be align items stretch. Wait, what? Oh no, align items center. I was mixing up my overlay with what they're doing, and that means my second one should be an align self of stretch. There we go. Centering content for a list. Do you mean like center aligned text in a list? If so, if you can avoid it, I wouldn't do it. Display flex. My goo is definitely a flex grow of 1. See, this is a little, I guess, well, I mean, you're learning a lot. It's all about learning. So, flex, the flex direction's good. Align content. Because there's grows going on in this one so much, we're going to forget how to use justify content. Of flex end. Align items. Which is kind of annoying that I have to do that, but it's because on my goo then I can do an align self of flex start, and then go back to the middle one and do, or the last one, and do an align self of stretch. It's a good way to learn, but it's not something you do on a layout, I don't think. Display flex. Flex direction. Row reverse. Align items. Flex end. Is that it? And my goos. Flex grow 1. And then a flex grow. It looks like a lot. I'm gonna try 4. 5. 3? It was a 3. If you need to center align a list, I would turn off the bullet points. C Films. Display, flex, flex direction column. Flex row 1. Align items flex end. Align self stretch. It also gets you used to spelling stuff since there's no autocomplete. Give me 1 second. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze and I want to mute it before I sneeze. So this is, if I go onto here, UL, list style none, should do the trick. If you ever need to turn off your bullet points. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. So just a list style none should do the job. If you do that, you wouldn't need the flex either, would you? You could do a list style none and then text align center. Would also work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. This solution works, but just to say if you wanted to, you could just do a text align center. Unless you need other flex stuff eventually on it. There's no problem there. Margin top, or margin top 1em. Oh, that's whoops. On the wrong one. And then in the UL. So for your LIs, all of your well, we have a selector. These guys, the SMT elements class. Yeah, you have your list and then your elements. So I would select that and just do a come on. Whatever, margin or margin bottom, whatever, 1em. It's only doing it on that one, but oh yeah, also do a padding 0 and probably a margin 0, but it depends. Just because there's I turned it off, but by default on your lists, you'll get that green box is padding. So even though you do a center align, it's going to look like it's a little bit off center. Oh, line height would work too, yeah. Who was Ravi mentioning? On the UL itself, we could add a line height and play with that. I'm always scared with adding line height to things, just because if you do get to a smaller screen, I'm in Chrome. If you get to a smaller screen on a list that has a lot of stuff and it breaks, like this, the Regal Thornton is breaking over 2 lines now, it looks like it's 2 items, which can be confusing. So I don't really, whenever I need spacing between stuff, I don't like using line height. There was an old trick that we would use to center stuff, because vertical centering was a nightmare. So if you had like a navigation, the easiest way to center it was to give it a line height that was like, you could just give it a monster line height and center things with line height. But yeah, it's just, if it's all short, like 1-word things, using line height's fine, but just always be aware that it's possible at small screens, if it's going to break on 2 lines, that it looks like IMAX is a different item than that first one. You could also do line height and margins, and do more. I see Ragnar mentioning that just it becomes hard to read a center align list. I definitely think that if you can avoid center align, we do. But is there a way in the dev tools here that I can do a more complicated selector? I don't use the dev, like I modify stuff a lot. I want to select all these. Can I get that selector? Isn't there a way to make a selector? There it is. Okay, so margin bottom 2em. Like if you space them out a lot, I think it's fine having a center align list. But just know that in general, center align is the hardest. Well, the hardest. It's a lot harder to read center alignment than it is left align. But if there's enough spacing between each one, I think it's perfectly fine. But you definitely need the spacing between them. And I think that's it for me, guys. So if you are looking at learning Flexbox, I would definitely encourage you to check out Flexbox Zombies, just to get used to all of it. It's a lot of fun. And like, I know Flexbox and I'm still having fun doing this. And as I mentioned, there's also grid critters. If you want to do it, grid critters, if you want to do it for grid. The grid one, some of the lessons are free, but then you do have to pay. I don't know how much it is, but it's a mat. Like, how many chapters are there here? 10 chapters of learning grid, and it's the same type of idea. Yeah, so how much is it? Oh, it's $99 Mastery Games launch special. But so yeah, it's not giving it away, but I understand that. But I do think the first couple of lessons are free, so you can at least jump into the beginning of it and check it out if you are looking at learning that. But the Flexbox one is completely free. I know we put $179 value. It's been at that for years, and it's been free. So you can sign up for Flexbox Zombies for free, no problem. There is also that is it Flexbox Froggy? Was the original one, I think. This is so it's the same idea, just less violence. Justify content flex end, and the frog moves over to the end. So same idea as the other one. CSS Grid Garden, I don't know. Let's go check out that. CSS Grid Garden. I never heard about this. Oh, this is, I guess, by the same guy who did Flexbox Froggy. Grid column start 3. Column. I always do that where I pluralize when I do grid column or grid row, I'll because it's the grid template is always columns and grid template rows. So when I put it on my individual elements, I always put an S and pluralize it, and it doesn't work, and I get really frustrated, and then I finally find out I made a typo. So that's cool. Oh, poison. Grid, column, start. Oh, we want the poison on the weeds. 5. I love games like this. It's so much fun. It's awesome to, so this is where, like here they're saying to use grid column end. Could I do, is it span? What's the, I never use it. I always use the shorthand. Is it just span? Grid span? I'm not even sure. Because I always just do grid column, and I'll write columns because I always muck it up, but I'll do a grid column, and then I'll do 1 over span. Oh, I can do it. Ha, there we go. I always do something like that if I need to span. So that's cool, you don't have to follow their rules, you can do it your own way. Try setting the grid column end value less than 5. Grid column end 1. What? You can do it backwards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can start, huh, I didn't know you could go backwards. Cool. I wouldn't suggest it, but it's good to know, I guess. It is grid span. Okay, thanks, Ragnar. Behind her, you're here just as I finish my stream. Apologies. I was doing Flexbox Zombies, and then we switched over to Grid Garden as people brought it up, and then I sort of got wrapped up in actually doing it. So here I would do grid 1 over span. I just find using spans, or even like 1 over, can I do the negative? Grid. Grid column 1 over -2. That's just the way I think when I use grid. I don't like explicitly, or even just doing like grid column, one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to end at 5. So like a 4 over 5. So you're putting the start and the end. Works as well. Or you go backwards. So -1, -2, -3. That's what they're encouraging us to do here. -3. Same thing. C-Films, I'm glad you got your design working. Jeff, thank you very much. And asking about CSS Demystified. So yes, the lessons will be unlocking on Monday. I'm so excited, and I hope they're working. Because as I said, I have discovered a big problem with like half of the videos for week 1. So I'm trying to solve that issue now, and I needed this break to clear my mind a little bit and not panic. So it was a nice complete like change of pace for a little bit as I try and figure out what's I know the video in Premiere is fine. It's when it's exporting, it's bugging out, and it's random where the bugs are happening. So it's because it's at a different place in every single video where the bug does happen. It's not in every single video that it's happening, and I need to figure it out, and I'm going kind of crazy. Thank you for the contribution to the community challenge, Abby. Appreciated. And for those who don't know, since I'm talking about it, I do have this. This is what we're talking about. CSS Demystified is launching soon, or it did launch. The registration is opened and the course starts on Monday with the first week of content. Ragnar, that's a lot of points going to the community challenge. We must be past 80% now. Usually I get like the pop-up telling me where we are, but we must be well past 80% at this point. Nice. So yeah, if you're very early in your CSS journey, this might not be the right thing, but if you're a little bit further along and you're getting a little bit frustrated with CSS, I've created this course, which I need to go and figure out my problems with it. If anyone wants, I don't know. If anyone knows Premiere, ping me on in the Discord after, because I can't figure out what the problem is for the life of me. Alright, so have yourselves all a great afternoon. Hopefully I solved my problem. I can export all my videos without any issue. Actually, I know a fix I could do. I just don't feel like doing it because it's going to take me longer to set everything up. I just want to I want to get it all exported in one shot and not have any issues like that. So instead of having to muck around with all my videos. Thank you guys for dropping the Discord link. I'm glad the command is working. I'm sorry to hear that the stream was sticking for you behind her. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll be back on Monday. If you're not busy going through the course content of CSS Demystified, if you did get it, I will be doing my regular stream on Monday, hopefully. If I'm not here on Monday, it means something's gone terribly wrong with the course. So hopefully I'm here on Monday, and I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I'll figure something out over the weekend. So I'll see you all then.